Alright, in this video we are going to practice basic German. The material I'm using is from the U.S. Department of State, the Foreign Service Institute. This program was developed in the 1960s, and the material was used to train foreign diplomats in the German language. This is the Programmatic course, which is different from the German Basic course. The focus in the Programmatic course is on pronunciation with very basic grammar and vocabulary. Today we're just going to do units 1 and 2. And once I finish this entire course, I plan to move on to the German Basic course, which is a much more comprehensive course. If you've never heard of the FSI courses before, they're great for improving your fluency and listening comprehension and your confidence. So some people complain that, sorry, I'm having technical difficulties. Some people complain that these are very repetitive. They are very repetitive and you might feel bored. But if you really want a solid foundation in German, this is probably one of the best resources that you can find. I actually teach English for a living, and I have styled exercises in my classes, including my YouTube channel, Professor English ESL class, after these exercises. So I have seen how effective they can be. In addition to that, I've used these courses for myself, but I've never actually finished an entire one, so we'll be doing that together. So if you want a solid foundation in German, come along with me as we explore one of the best resources available for this purpose. Now, before we start, let's see here. There's some information to read about word stress and intonation. And it says the purpose of this course is to teach you how to use the basic tools of German. It is designed to fit in with the further use of the FSI German course. That's the one that we'll be doing after we finish this one. In the beginning, there's a great deal of English used, and this is for giving instructions on how to use the material. If you are to get the most out of each exercise, read the instructions carefully and make sure that you have and make sure you know what the operation procedure is for each one. Stress refers to the varying loudness of the voice within a word or an utterance. Sorry. I'm still getting used to doing a live course. Okay. Stress. So the first topic they're going to talk about before we start is the idea of stress, the loudness of the voice within a word or an utterance. Thus, we usually say that the first syllable is accented or stressed in the word actually, and the second syllable in the word garage. The force of this exercise, or the purpose of this exercise, is not to make you an expert in German stress, but to make you aware that it exists in German and that it can be, in some cases, it can determine the meaning of a word. Exercise. If you're using the tape recorder for the exercise instead of a native speaker, remember that you will have to start and stop the machine for each one of the questions below. First, read what the items under number 1. First, read what is said under number 1. Then start the tape and listen. When the items are under number 1 are completed, stop the tape. Read number 2. Then start the tape and listen to the items under number 2. Then stop the tape before going to number 3, and so forth. This start-stop procedure is to be followed throughout this manner of presentation. The parentheses indicate that you will hear something spoken on the tape. The number of times you see the paired parentheses indicates the number of times you will hear the utterance. Thus, two sets of parentheses means that you will hear the utterance spoken twice. Note, listen carefully and work conscientiously because every so often you will be tested without a chance to review. Listen to this. Okay, so now we're starting. So here, let me start the audio here.
Introduction, Unit 1, Page 2, Number 1.
Listen to this word, which we will call word A.
Coffee, coffee, coffee.
2.
Now listen to this word, which we will call word B.
Coffee, coffee, coffee.
3.
These words sound very similar to some people and may even sound identical to others, but to a German, these words are as different as night and day. Here are the two words again.
Coffee, 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 coffee.
4.
What you hear that makes these words different is called stress. That is, these words are different because their stress is different. Here they are again.
Coffee, 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 coffee.
5.
One of these words means cafe. This is the word cafe.
Coffee, coffee.
Page 3. 6.
The other word means coffee. This is the word coffee.
Coffee, coffee.
7.
Here is cafe and coffee together.
Coffee, 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 coffee.
8.
Note, frequently, you will be asked a question which you will be expected to answer. The correct answer will appear in the left margin below the question material. Keep the answer covered with your hand or piece of paper until you have given your answer. Then slide the paper down or remove your hand to reveal the correct answer. This answer lets you know whether you are learning what you should. If your answer is wrong, back up and let me see. Sorry. Back up and restudy what you did not learn. Before we begin with the questions, we will check what we have done so far. So number 8, to Germans, these words sound different.
Coffee, 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 coffee.
9.
One of these words means cafe. Here it is.
Coffee, coffee.
10.
The other means coffee. Here it is.
Coffee, coffee.
11.
Which word is being said here? Cafe or coffee?
Coffee, coffee.
That's cafe.
12.
Coffee,
Which word is being said here?
coffee.
That's coffee. 13. Which word is coffee? Number 1 or number 2?
13. 1.
Coffee,
2.
coffee,
1.
coffee,
2.
coffee.
Oh, it's number 2.
14.
Coffee, coffee.
Which word is this? Which is the word cafe? Oh, is this the word cafe? Is this the word cafe?
15,
Kaffee.
Oh, they go very quickly. I think we better start over a little bit. Let's try this again.
14,
14. Is this the word cafe?
Kaffee.
No, that's not the word cafe.
Kaffee.
15,
Is this the word coffee?
Kaffee. Kaffee.
Yes, it is the word coffee. Okay, 16.
16,
Which one is coffee, number 1 or number 2?
1,
Kaffee.
2,
Kaffee.
17,
Number 2.
1,
Kaffee.
Which one is cafe?
2,
Kaffee.
page
It's number 2. Okay, number 18. Your instructor will now say these words 5 times, each in a mixed order. How many times do you hear coffee?
4, 18,
Kaffee. 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 Kaffee.
again,
3.
Kaffee. 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 Kaffee.
19,
You will hear these words again in a mixed order 5 times. How many times do you hear cafe?
Kaffee. 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 Kaffee.
2.
20,
Kaffee.
You've learned to differentiate between 2 words in German whose only difference is the position of stress. The stress in cafe falls on the last syllable. Cafe.
Kaffee.
21,
That is the loudest part, or the stressed part is the last syllable in the word cafe.
1,
Kaffee. Kaffee.
22. On the other hand, the word coffee is stressed on the first syllable. It's just like English. Coffee.
22,
Kaffee. Kaffee.
23,
As you can now tell, stress in German can act like another letter in the alphabet. There are other words in German which are different only in the matter of stress. Here's another pair of words which also sound alike but which are very different to Germans.
August. 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 August.
24,
Here is another example.
Wiederholen. Wiederholen.
25,
Here are A, cafe, and B, coffee, again, followed by a new word, C. Is this new word like cafe or coffee?
Kaffee. Kaffee. Guten.
Guten. That seems like it's the first syllable, so it must be like A, coffee. Oh, I'm sorry, B, coffee. First syllable. Coffee. Guten.
26,
Kaffee.
Again, the same words for A and B, but a new word for C.
Kaffee. Morgen.
Morgen. That still sounds like the first syllable, B.
27,
Kaffee.
Same thing again.
Kaffee. Restaurant.
Restaurant. Restaurant. So that's the second syllable. So that's like cafe. A.
28,
Is C like A or B?
Kaffee. Kaffee. Abend.
Abend. That seems like it's the first syllable. So that would be like coffee, B.
page 5, 29,
Okay. Is C like A or B?
Kaffee. Kaffee. Verstehen.
Verstehen. Verstehen. Seems like it's the second syllable. So I guess I would say cafe. Yep. Cafe. Letter A.
30,
Here are two different words. They are different in that none of the sounds in the first word appear in the second. Listen.
Sprechen. Langsam.
31.
Though X and Y are very different, their stress is the same. That is, both are stressed on the same syllable. Listen to them again.
Sprechen. Langsam.
32.
Do these two words have the same stress?
Bitte. Danke.
Yes, they do.
33.
Is the stress the same or different with these two words?
Hotel. Zigarren.
Same.
34.
Is the stress the same or different with these words?
Danke. Hotel.
Danke. Hotel. Yeah, so it's different.
35.
Bitte. Zigarren.
Bitte. Zigarren. Different.
Test A. 1.
Etwas.
Ooh, okay. They go very quickly. For each item, you will hear a word said twice. You are to identify which is its stressed syllable, the first or the second. Put an X next to the column. So the first word was etwas. Let's see. Etwas. Etwas. I don't know. I didn't hear it that well.
FSI German, programmed in
Danke. Abend.
page 5, 29.
Kaffee.
Oh,
Kaffee.
well, let's go. Let's go back to number 29 and we'll start over.
Verstehen.
30.
Here are two different words. They're different in that none of the sounds in the first word appear in the second. Listen.
Sprechen. Langsam.
31.
Though X and Y are very different, their stress is the same. That is, both are stressed on the same syllable. Listen to them again.
Sprechen. Langsam.
32.
Do these words have the same stress? Well, I'm not going to read it. We'll just play right through to the test.
Bitte. Danke.
33.
Hotel. Zigarren.
34.
Danke. Hotel.
35.
Bitte. Zigarren.
Test A.
Okay, so we're going to have some two-syllable words, and we have to figure out where is the stress, on the first syllable or the second syllable.
1.
Etwas.
Etwas. I guess that's the first syllable, right?
Etwas.
2.
Essen.
Essen. Essen. I guess that's the first syllable.
Essen.
3.
Wie viel?
Wie viel. That's the last syllable. Wait. Wie viel.
Wie viel?
4.
Nochmal.
Nochmal. It's the second syllable.
Nochmal.
5.
Treffen.
Treffen. Treffen. That's the first syllable.
Treffen.
6.
Kennen.
Kennen. Kennen. First syllable.
Kennen.
Page 6, 7.
Lange.
Lange. That seems like the first syllable.
Lange.
8.
Gefällt.
Gefällt. It's like the second syllable.
Gefällt.
9,
wohnen,
Wohnen. First.
wohnen,
10,
wollen,
Wohnen.
wollen,
Wohnen. Wohnen. That's the first one.
11,
sogar,
Sogar.
sogar,
Second syllable.
12,
heißen,
Heißen. That's the first syllable.
heißen,
13,
Gepäck,
Gepäck. Second syllable.
Gepäck,
14,
Ordnung,
Ordnung. 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 That's the first syllable.
Ordnung,
15,
sehen,
Sehen.
sehen,
Sehen. That's the first syllable.
36,
Thus far, you have listened to short words. German has, of course, longer words. Here is a long one.
Streichhölzer, Streichhölzer,
37,
Here is a three-syllable word with stress on the last syllable.
Konsulat, Konsulat, Konsulat,
38,
wahrscheinlich,
Here's another one having its stress on the second to last syllable.
wahrscheinlich,
39,
When two words are stressed on the same syllable, we say that they belong to the same family. Here are two with the stress on the last syllable.
Formular, Apparat, Formular, Apparat,
40,
And listen to these two very different words, which belong to the same stress family because their stress is on the same syllable, the second to last syllable.
behalten, daneben, behalten, daneben,
41,
Most German words are of the kind that are stressed on the first or second syllable, as in English. There are some stressed on the third syllable, and in the case of many words of foreign origin, stressed on the last syllable, no matter how many syllables this may involve. Here is one stressed on the third syllable.
augenblicklich, augenblicklich,
42,
And here is one stressed on the fourth syllable.
Bibliothek, Bibliothek,
page 7, 43,
You will now hear a word said twice. It has three syllables, and we will count the syllables in the order 1, 2, 3 from the front of the word. Which is the stressed syllable? Number 2 or number 3? Number 1, number 2, or number 3?
Omnibus,
Omnibus. Sounds like the first one.
Omnibus,
Omnibus. Yes, it says it's the first one.
44,
Which is the stressed syllable in this word?
Wiedersehen, Wiedersehen,
Wiedersehen. Wiedersehen. Sounds like the first one. No, it's second. Wait a minute. Which is the stressed syllable? Wiedersehen. Sounds like the first one to me.
45,
It says it's the second one. That would be Wiedersehen. Wiedersehen. I guess. How would it be if it was the first? Wiedersehen. Well, I think maybe I mistakenly would say Wiedersehen, but it's Wiedersehen. Well, that's why we're taking this, right?
Gemahlin,
Gemahlin. That sounds like the second one.
Gemahlin.
46.
What about this one?
Französisch.
Französisch. That's the second one.
Französisch.
47.
Is this one stressed on one or two?
Spaziergang.
Spaziergang. That's the second one.
Spaziergang.
48.
Is this one stressed on two or three?
Unterwegs.
Unterwegs. Sounds like three.
Unterwegs.
49.
Konferenz.
Konferenz. That sounds like the third one.
Konferenz.
50.
Where is this one stressed?
Autobus.
Autobus. That sounds like the first one.
Autobus.
51.
And this one?
Papierkorb.
Papierkorb. That sounds like the second one.
Papierkorb.
52.
Telefon.
Telephone. That sounds like the third.
Telefon.
Page 8. Test B. 1.
Autobus.
Autobus. That seems like the first. Well, let's read the instructions first. For each item, this is test B. For each item, you will hear a word said twice. Identify which is the stressed syllable by putting an X over the proper number. These are all three-syllable words. Autobus, that's the first syllable.
Autobus.
2.
Konferenz. Konferenz.
Konferenz, that's the third syllable.
3.
Papierkorb.
Papierkorb, that's the second syllable.
Papierkorb.
4.
Wiedersehen.
Wiedersehen. So I guess it's the second one from what I understand now. Wiedersehen.
Wiedersehen.
5.
Gemahlin.
Gemahlin. That's the middle one. That's number 2.
Gemahlin.
6.
Französisch.
Französisch. That's number 2 also.
Französisch.
7.
Behalten.
Behalten. This is number 2.
Behalten.
8.
Telefon.
Telefon. That's number 3.
Telefon.
9.
Unterwegs.
Unterwegs. That's number 9. Number 3.
Unterwegs.
10.
Anmelden.
Anmelden. Anmelden. That's number 1.
Anmelden.
11.
Verbindlich.
Verbindlich. Verbindlich. I guess that's number 2.
Verbindlich.
12.
Abteilung.
Abteilung. Abteilung. That's number 2.
Abteilung.
13.
Apparat.
Apparat. That's number 3.
Apparat.
14.
Verkäufer.
Verkäufer. That's number 2.
Verkäufer.
15.
Steppdecke.
Steppdecke. Steppdecke. That's number 2.
Steppdecke.
Page 9. Intonation.
Okay, intonation. The intonation of an utterance reveals information to the listener that is vital in understanding what the speaker really means. Intonation is the rise and fall of the voice during an utterance. This shows whether the speaker is asking a question, making a statement, is impatient or angry, joking, is not sure of what he's saying, and so forth. There's so many possible patterns of intonation available that it would be impossible to describe them here within the scope of what we are trying to accomplish. Thus, we have taken those which occur most frequently and will be of greatest use to the student. Many of the patterns in German are similar to those in English, but you will discover that some are not. So here we are at 53. This is a German sentence.
53.
Das ist das Hotel. Das ist das Hotel.
54.
This is the rhythm of the sentence in nonsense syllables.
Da 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 da. Da 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 da. 55.
Notice that the voice starts at one level, rises, and then falls.
Da 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 da. Da 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 da. 56.
Listen to the rise and fall of the actual sentence.
Das ist das Hotel. Das ist das Hotel.
57.
This rise and fall can be shown by a line contour.
Das ist das Hotel. Das ist das Hotel.
58.
Das ist das Hotel. Das ist das Hotel.
59.
Another variation of the same pattern is the statement,
Ich verstehe Frau Kunze nicht. Ich verstehe Frau Kunze nicht.
60.
the rhythm is
Da 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 da. Da 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 da. 61.
the contour is
Da 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 da. Da 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 da. 62.
There are more syllables, but the pattern of rise and fall is similar to the first statement.
Ich verstehe Frau Kunze nicht. Ich verstehe Frau Kunze nicht.
63.
This is a German question.
Verstehen Sie Frau Kunze? Verstehen Sie Frau Kunze?
64.
This is the rhythm.
Da 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 da. Da 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 da. 65.
This is the contour.
Da 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 da. Da 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 da. 66.
Here is the question again.
Verstehen Sie Frau Kunze? Verstehen Sie Frau Kunze?
67.
Listen to the difference between the patterns of the question and the statement.
Statement. Da 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 da. Question. Da 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 da. 68. Statement.
Ich verstehe Frau Kunze nicht.
Question.
Verstehen Sie Frau Kunze?
69.
Which is the question, number 1 or number 2?
Number 1.
Verstehen Sie Frau Kunze?
Number 2.
Ich verstehe Frau Kunze nicht.
It's number 1.
Page 10, 70. Number 1.
Verstehen Sie Frau Kunze?
Number 2.
Ich verstehe Frau Kunze nicht.
71.
The contour of rising and falling has been shown by a line.
Question.
Fährt denn kein Autobus dahin? Fährt denn kein Autobus dahin?
Statement.
Der Omnibus hält hier nicht. Der Omnibus hält hier nicht.
This is called the intonation of an utterance. Even though an utterance may be longer than the models given, the intonation is basically the same.
72.
Darf ich Ihren Pass sehen?
If a person said this to you, would he be telling or asking you?
Darf ich Ihren Pass sehen?
The answer is asking.
73.
Would he be telling or asking in this one?
Die Streichhölzer kosten 10 Pfennig. Die Streichhölzer kosten 10 Pfennig.
Telling.
74.
Der Flughafen ist dort drüben. Der Flughafen ist dort drüben.
Telling.
Ist das Restaurant auch dort? Ist das Restaurant auch dort?
Asking.
76.
Verstehen Sie mich? Verstehen Sie mich?
Asking.
Page 11. 77.
Möchten Sie eine Zigarette haben?
Asking.
Möchten Sie eine Zigarette haben?
78.
As you know, intonation can signal a question or a statement. Here, first they'll do a statement, then they'll do a question.
79.
Oh, they just show a picture. They don't actually make a question. 79. Now listen to this. This is also a question.
Wo ist der Bahnhof? Wo ist der Bahnhof?
80.
This question has the same intonation as a statement. Observe the similarity between the question and the statement.
Wo ist der Bahnhof? Das ist der Bahnhof. Wo ist der Bahnhof? Das ist der Bahnhof.
81.
Since the intonation is the same, you cannot tell by intonation alone which is the question and which is the statement. Germans can tell because such questions have a question word at or near the beginning of the utterance. This is one of the German question words.
Wo? Wo?
82.
This is therefore a question.
Wo ist der Bahnhof? Wo ist der Bahnhof?
83.
This is also a question.
Wo fahren Sie heute hin? Wo fahren Sie heute hin?
84.
The intonation of a question with a question word is no different from that of a statement. The question word makes the difference.
Wo ist der Bahnhof?
Question.
Wo ist der Bahnhof? Das ist der Bahnhof.
Statement.
Das ist der Bahnhof.
85.
As a non-speaker of German, you would be able to tell if someone were asking you or telling you something if you used a question word, since you do not know the question words in German.
Wo? Wo?
However, you have learned to spot this as a question word.
Page 12. 86.
Is this a question or a statement?
Wo essen Sie denn? Wo essen Sie denn?
That's a question.
87.
Thus, you should be able to tell which of the following is a question.
Number 1.
Der Flughafen ist dort drüben.
Number 2.
Wo ist der Flughafen?
No, number 2 is the question. I was just looking to read what are we supposed to be doing. I forgot. Okay.
88.
Are these both questions, or is one a statement and the other a question?
Wo kommen Sie her? Wo kommen Sie her? Kennen Sie diese Straße? Kennen Sie diese Straße?
They both sound like questions. Let's see, what is the answer? Both questions.
89.
Are both of these questions?
Da sind die Streichhölzer. Wo sind die Streichhölzer?
They both, well, the first one sounds like a statement and the second one sounds like a question.
90.
Sie ist
Are both of these questions?
dort geradeaus. Wo ist die Bank?
No.
91.
Are both of these questions?
Möchten Sie auch Zigarren haben? Wo sind die Zigarren?
They both sound like questions.
92. Number 1.
Wo sind
Which one is the question?
Sie?
Number 2.
Da sind Sie.
It's number 1. I'm sorry, I cut it off. I'm still getting used to doing this. All right. Try better next time.
93.
Okay, here is a series of sentences. Identify which ones are questions.
Number 1.
Ich möchte gern Brot haben.
That doesn't sound like a question.
Number 2.
Möchten Sie auch Milch haben?
That sounds like a question.
Number 3.
Die Zigarren sind auch gut.
That doesn't sound like a question.
Number 4.
Wo ist die Botschaft?
That sounds like a question.
Number 5.
Ist das Herr Schneider?
Again. Number 1.
Ich möchte gern Brot haben.
That's not a question.
Number 2.
Möchten Sie auch Milch haben?
That is a question.
Number 3.
Die Zigarren sind auch gut.
That is not a question.
Number 4.
Wo ist die Botschaft?
That is a question.
Number 5.
Ist das Herr Schneider?
That is a question. I'm cheating now looking at the answers. I wasn't looking at them the first time. Okay, let's move on to 94.
94.
Which are statements?
Number 1.
Wo ist der Bahnhof?
That's a question.
Number 2.
Das ist die Botschaft.
Not a question.
Number 3.
Ich möchte gern Bratwurst mit Sauerkraut haben.
That does not sound like a question.
Number 4.
Ist das Bier gut?
That's a question.
Number 5.
Wo ist das Restaurant?
That's a question. So, let's see.
Again. Number 1.
Wo ist der Bahnhof?
We're supposed to be doing sentences, statements. So, let's see. That's it.
Number 2.
Das ist die Botschaft.
Number 2.
Number 3.
Ich möchte gern Bratwurst mit Sauerkraut haben.
Number 4.
Ist das Bier gut?
Number 5.
Wo ist das Restaurant?
95.
Wo fährt Herr Bäcker heute hin?
Is this a statement or a question with a question word?
Wo fährt Herr Bäcker heute hin?
That's a question with a question word.
Page 13. Test C. Number 1.
Kommen Sie aus Amerika?
Okay, you'll hear a number of sentences. Each will be said 2 times. You are to identify which kind of sentence is being said. Put an X in the appropriate column. So the options are a statement, a question, or a question with a question word.
Kommen Sie aus Amerika?
Number 2.
That sounds like a question.
Der Wein und das Bier sind gut.
That does not. That sounds like a statement.
Der Wein und das Bier sind gut.
Number 3.
Aber der Kaffee ist nicht gut.
And that doesn't. That sounds like a statement also.
Aber der Kaffee ist nicht gut.
4.
Wo ist Frau Schneider?
That's a question with a question word.
Wo ist Frau Schneider?
5.
Ist sie hier?
That's a question.
Ist sie hier?
6.
Nein, sie ist dort.
That's a statement.
Nein, sie ist dort.
7.
Wo sind die Zigaretten?
That sounds like a question.
Wo sind die Zigaretten?
8.
That was a question with a question word.
Das Restaurant ist dort drüben.
That's a statement.
Das Restaurant ist dort drüben.
9.
Der Bahnhof ist dort links. Der Bahnhof ist dort links.
10.
Verstehen Sie mich? Verstehen Sie mich?
That's a question.
11.
Ich verstehe Frau Kunze nicht.
That's a statement.
Ich verstehe Frau Kunze nicht.
12.
Wo kommen Sie her?
That's a question.
Wo kommen Sie her?
13.
Ich komme aus Amerika.
Statement.
Ich komme aus Amerika.
14.
Haben Sie etwas zu verzollen?
Sounds like a question.
Haben Sie etwas zu verzollen?
15.
Die Milch ist gut.
Statement.
Die Milch ist gut.
End of Unit 1, FSI German, Programmed Introduction. FSI German, Programmed Introduction, Unit 2.
Okay, well, this is all still Unit 1. What do they say at the... Oh, this is just recapping. Intonation. Let's see, let's read it. Intonation is so subtle that most native speakers, like yourself in English, are not consciously aware of it. Patterns vary regionally among individuals and classes. Some of these patterns may sound unnatural to native speakers because A, natural intonation is hard to produce in isolated sentences, and B, we have exaggerated the patterns slightly to allow the untrained student to hear them more clearly. In the case of discrepancies between this material and your instructor, always imitate your instructor. Okay, and I think they just recap some of the vocabulary used, or actually these are all the words that they said. Okay, now we'll go to Unit 2. Let's see. Unit 2, Introduction. Every unit will have a conversation in German which must be memorized. To help you achieve this memorization, the conversation has been presented in 7 stages, each of which is a progression toward complete memorization. Stage 1, Phonology. Stage 2, Comprehension. Stage 3, Identification. Stage 4, Pronunciation. Stage 5, Fluency. Stage 6, Application. Stage 7, Participation. Before working through each stage, read the instructions for that particular stage. Stage 1, Phonology. This section is designed to teach you to pronounce sounds that are different from English and to make the greatest possible degree, learn to correct your own mistakes. Let's see, is this where they start?
Page 1. 1.
This is a German syllable.
Wie. Wie.
2.
This is the same syllable, but it is pronounced wrong.
The. 3.
Here is the same syllable right followed by wrong.
V,
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 V.
Which is, oh wait, let's,
4.
which is the right one, number 1 or number 2?
Number 1. V. Number 2.
V,
Number 1. V. Number 2.
V,
Okay, well, it's obviously number 2 because the woman is doing the correct pronunciation and the man is always doing the wrong one.
5.
Which is the right one this time?
Number 1.
V,
Number 2. V.
Number 1.
Number 1.
V,
Number 2. V. 6.
Ni,
Knee. Page 2.
They sound very similar. I guess they're going to talk about that E sound. Maybe the German one is more intense.
7.
Here is a new syllable. First pronounce it right, then wrong. First pronounced right, and then wrong.
She,
She.
she,
She. 8.
Which is the right one, number 1 or number 2?
Number 1.
she,
Number 2. She. Number 1.
she,
Number 2. She. 9.
You will now hear this syllable and a previous one, both right.
she, V,
10.
Are both of these right?
she,
V.
No.
she,
V. 11.
Are both of these right?
She.
V,
12.
she, V,
These are both right.
13.
Here's a new syllable pronounced right and then wrong.
do,
Do. 14. Number 1.
Which one is right?
do,
Number 2. Do.
The answer is number 1, obviously.
15.
Are both of these right?
Do.
No.
16.
Are these right?
do, do,
Yes.
17.
Here are two syllables. Are both correct?
V, do,
Yes, they are.
18.
Are these right?
V.
do,
No, they're not. One is right, one is wrong.
19.
Are these right?
V,
Do.
No, one is right and one is wrong.
20.
V, do,
Those are both correct.
21.
Here's a new syllable pronounced right and then wrong.
geht,
Gate. Page 3. 22.
Which one is right, number 1 or number 2?
Number 1.
geht,
Number 2. Gate. 23.
geht,
Gate. 24.
geht, geht,
25.
Here's another syllable pronounced right and then wrong.
schon,
Shown. 26.
Which is the right one? I'm not going to give the answer because obviously the woman is always saying the right one and the man is always saying the wrong one.
Number 1.
schon,
Number 2. Shown. 27.
schon,
Shown. 28.
schon, schon,
29.
wie, du, geht, schon,
30.
wie,
Do.
geht, schon,
31. The.
du, geht, schon,
32. The. Do.
geht, schon,
33.
wie,
Do. Gate.
schon,
34.
As you've observed, these German syllables sound different from the corresponding English sounds.
wie, du, geht, schon,
Page 4. 35.
A speaker of English can duplicate exactly this next German syllable if he can learn to make his lips tense. Therefore, pull your lips back tightly as if to produce a forced grin and repeat after your instructor's model. From now on, you will see an X appearing after some parentheses. This X is a reminder to speak aloud in imitation of what you hear in the parentheses. In this case, the X indicates that you are to repeat after each cue. Get in the habit of speaking with normal loudness. Do not whisper or speak softly.
wie,
Where are we on? Are we on 36? I guess we're on 36, so we have to smile and say the.
wie,
The.
36.
Oh, now we're doing 36.
wie,
The.
wie,
The.
wie,
37.
Similarly, repeat this one.
geht,
Gate.
geht,
Gate.
geht,
Gate.
38.
With lips still drawn back, repeat this series of syllables.
wie,
The.
geht,
Gate.
T,
T.
sie,
The.
39.
The next syllable might make you feel a little bit strange in saying it with your lips drawn back, but you have to. So the next syllable might make you feel a little bit strange in saying it with your lips drawn back, but you have to.
das,
Das. Das.
das,
Das.
das,
Das.
40.
Try these syllables with your lips drawn back.
was,
Was.
das,
Das.
Pass,
Pass.
41.
Here is a word of the type that is often mispronounced by a speaker of English. You will first hear it right and then wrong.
Bank,
Bonk.
Bank,
Bonk. 42.
kann,
This is another word pronounced right and then wrong.
Con.
kann,
Con.
Sounds like the only difference is a stronger K in that one.
43.
Now repeat these. Be careful to pronounce them right and keep your lips drawn back. The tighter the better. But they're talking about vowel sounds, so I guess it's something in the vowel sound I don't hear.
Bank,
Bank, bank,
kann,
con, con. Maybe that's it.
Bank,
Bank,
kann,
con.
44.
Which of these is pronounced wrong? 1, 2, or 3?
Pass,
Bunk.
kann,
I think we all know the answer.
Pass,
Bunk.
kann,
45.
Are both of these right?
Pass,
Pass.
No.
46.
Pass, das,
Yes, those are both correct.
Page 5. 47.
Now with the next syllable, you'll want to relax your lips and do what comes naturally. Repeat this syllable only when shown by the X. That is, listen to it 2 times, then repeat it after your instructor's model, the 3rd and 4th time. So we're going to listen to it said twice, and then we'll repeat the next 2 times.
Maß, Maß, Maß,
Mas, mas,
Maß,
mas, mas.
$48.
Do this one the same way.
Bahn, Bahn, Bahn,
Bahn, Bahn,
Bahn,
Bahn, Bahn.
49.
Also this one too.
Ja,
Ja,
ja, ja,
ja,
ja,
ja.
50.
Maß,
Oh, try all 3, keeping your lips relaxed. Mas,
Bahn,
van, van,
ja,
ja, ja.
51. Number
Listen to which one is done with the lips tensed.
1.
Stadt,
Stat. That's not tensed.
Number 2.
Staat,
Stat. Oh. Stat. Oh, I see. Stat. Stat.
52.
Are both of these relaxed?
Stadt,
Stat. That's the constipated one.
Staat,
Stat. And that one's relaxed.
53.
These words are the same. Are they tensed or relaxed?
Stadt, Stadt,
Stat.
54.
Which word is tensed?
Number 1.
Stadt,
Number 2.
Staat,
Stat. 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 Stat.
55.
Here is a word often mispronounced by English speakers. You will first hear it right and then wrong.
Tag,
Tog.
Tag,
Tog.
Tag.
56.
fahren,
Here's another word pronounced right and then wrong.
Fawn.
fahren,
Fawn. 57.
Now repeat these. Make sure you're repeating them correctly.
Tag,
Tag. 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 Tag.
fahren,
Fahren. farm, farm.
Tag,
Tag, Tag.
fahren,
Bahn, Bahn.
Tag,
Tag, Tag.
fahren,
Bahn,
Tag,
Tag.
fahren.
Bahn.
58.
Now we'll begin an exercise with the syllables just learned. The first syllable is tensed. The second not. Just listen. Don't repeat.
Stadt, Plan, Stadtplan, Stadtplan,
59.
Now repeat where shown by the X. Remember to tense your lips for the first syllable.
Stadt,
Stadt, Stadt, Stadt.
Plan,
Plan, Stadtplan,
Stadtplan,
Stadtplan, Stadtplan,
Stadtplan,
Stadtplan. I'm exaggerating. Stadtplan. I just want to get in the habit of tensing my lips.
60.
Okay, now listen to this combination.
Staats, Mann, Staatsmann, Staatsmann,
61.
Now imitate it. Tense your lips for the second syllable.
Staats,
Staats. So that one's relaxed. Staats.
Mann,
Man. Man. Staatsmann. Make you look very angry when you're talking. Staatsmann. 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 Staatsmann.
Staatsmann,
Staatsmann. Staatsmann. Staatsmann.
Staatsmann,
Staatsmann. Staatsmann.
62.
Listen to the English word.
Hooting. Hooting. Page 6. 63.
Now it will change a little.
Hooten. Hooten. 64.
Now it will change a little more.
Guten. Guten. 65.
This is the last change.
Guten, Guten,
66.
This is the word that you'll be asked to memorize in the dialogue to follow. Listen and repeat. Make sure you round your lips.
Guten,
Guten, guten,
Guten,
guten, guten, guten.
Stage 2, Comprehension.
Only listen to the tape and do not repeat. The purpose of this stage is to familiarize yourself with the meaning of the dialogue by listening to alternations of German to English. I've been doing this with another video where you're just supposed to listen, but I think it's a good idea to repeat this. So I'm just going to change it. I think I'm just going to, every time they say it, I'm going to repeat it because it's kind of boring to sit there just listening to it anyway.
Hello, how are you?
Ooh.
Guten Tag, wie geht es Ihnen? Guten Tag, wie geht es Ihnen?
Hello, how are you?
Guten Tag, wie geht es Ihnen? Guten Tag, wie geht es Ihnen?
Fine, and you?
Gut. Und Ihnen? Gut. Und Ihnen?
Fine, and you?
Gut. Und Ihnen? Gut. Und Ihnen? Guten Tag, wie geht es Ihnen? Gut. Und Ihnen?
Thanks. Also fine.
Danke. Auch gut. Danke. Auch gut.
Thanks. Also fine.
Danke. Auch gut. Danke. Auch gut. Guten Tag. Wie geht es Ihnen? Gut. Und Ihnen? Danke. Auch gut.
Where's Mr. Allen?
Wo ist Herr Allen? Wo ist Herr Allen?
Where's Mr. Allen?
Wo ist Herr Allen? Wo ist Herr Allen?
In the consulate.
Im Konsulat. Im Konsulat.
In the consulate.
Im Konsulat. Im Konsulat. Guten Tag. Wie geht es Ihnen? Gut. Und Ihnen? Danke. Auch gut. Wo ist Herr Allen? Im Konsulat.
Stage 3. Identification. 1,
Guten Tag. Wie geht es Ihnen?
2,
Gut. Und Ihnen?
3,
Wo ist Herr Allen?
4,
Im Konsulat.
5,
Gut. Und Ihnen?
6,
Danke. Auch gut.
7,
Guten Tag. Wie geht es Ihnen?
8,
Gut. Und Ihnen?
9,
Wo ist Herr Allen?
10.
Im Konsulat.
Stage 4. Pronunciation.
Okay, this one is set up different from the other ones, so that's why I wasn't really participating. But now that we get to pronunciation, we'll start participating. All right.
1,
Gut.
Gut. So remember, we have to round our lips with that oo. Gut. Gut. Gut.
Gut.
Gut.
2,
Guten.
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 3,
Guten Tag.
Guten Tag.
Guten Tag.
Guten Tag.
Guten Tag.
Guten Tag.
4,
Wie geht es?
Wie geht es? Wie geht es? Wie geht es? Wie geht es? Remember that you have to, I guess these are the sounds, right? That you have to tense your lips. Wie geht es?
Wie geht es?
Wie geht es? Wie geht es? Wie geht es?
5,
Wie geht es Ihnen?
Wie geht es Ihnen?
Wie geht es Ihnen?
Wie geht es Ihnen? Wie geht es Ihnen? Wie geht es Ihnen?
Wie geht es Ihnen?
Wie geht es Ihnen?
6,
Guten Tag. Wie geht es Ihnen?
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 7,
Danke.
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 8,
Danke gut.
Danke gut.
Danke gut.
Danke gut. Danke gut.
9,
Und.
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 10,
Und Ihnen?
Und ihn.
Und Ihnen?
Und ihn.
11,
Danke gut. Und Ihnen?
Danke gut. Und ihn.
Danke gut. Und Ihnen?
Danke gut. Und ihn.
Danke gut. Und Ihnen?
Danke gut. Und ihn.
12,
auch,
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 13.
auch gut,
auch gut,
auch gut,
auch gut,
14.
danke, auch gut,
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 15.
guten Tag, wie geht es Ihnen?
guten Tag, wie geht es Ihnen?
16.
Danke gut, und Ihnen?
Danke gut, und Ihnen?
17.
Danke, auch gut,
Danke, auch gut,
18.
wo,
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 19.
wo ist,
wo ist,
wo ist,
wo ist,
20.
wo ist Herr Allen?
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 21.
Im Konsulat,
Im Konsulat,
im Konsulat,
im Konsulat,
im Konsulat,
im Konsulat.
Page 7. Stage 5, Fluency.
Guten Tag, wie geht es Ihnen?
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 Danke gut. Und Ihnen?
Danke gut. Und Ihnen?
Danke gut. Und Ihnen?
Danke gut. Und Ihnen?
Danke, auch gut.
Danke, auch gut.
Danke, auch gut.
Danke, auch gut.
Wo ist Herr Allen?
Wo ist Herr Allen?
Wo ist Herr Allen?
Wo ist Herr Allen?
Im Konsulat,
Im Konsulat.
im Konsulat.
Im Konsulat.
Stage 6, Application. 1.
Guten Tag, wie geht es Ihnen?
Guten Tag, wie geht
Guten Tag, wie geht es Ihnen?
Guten Tag, wie geht es Ihnen?
2.
Guten Tag, wie geht es Ihnen?
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 3.
Danke gut. Und Ihnen?
Danke gut. Und Ihnen?
Danke gut. Und Ihnen?
Danke gut. Und Ihnen?
4.
Danke, auch gut.
Danke, auch gut.
Danke, auch gut.
Danke, auch gut.
5.
Wo ist Herr Allen?
Wo ist Herr Allen? Wo ist Herr Allen?
Wo ist Herr Allen?
Wo ist Herr Allen?
6.
Im Konsulat,
Im Konsulat.
im Konsulat.
Im Konsulat.
Stage 7, Participation. A.
Guten Tag, wie geht es Ihnen?
Guten Tag, wie geht es Ihnen?
B.
Danke gut. Und Ihnen?
Danke gut. Und Ihnen?
A.
Danke, auch gut.
Danke, auch.
B.
Wo ist Herr Allen?
Wo ist Herr Allen?
A.
Im Konsulat.
Im Konsulat.
1.
Guten Tag, wie geht es Ihnen?
Danke gut. Und Ihnen?
Supposed to do it again. Guten Tag, wie geht es Ihnen?
2.
Danke gut. Und Ihnen?
Danke, auch gut.
Wo ist Herr Allen?
Im Konsulat.
Page 8. 3.
Guten Tag, wie geht es Ihnen?
Guten Tag, wie geht es Ihnen?
Danke, auch gut.
Danke, auch gut. Danke, gut. Und Ihnen? Danke, auch gut. Wo ist Herr Allen?
Im Konsulat.
4.
Guten Tag. Wie geht es Ihnen?
Danke gut. Und Ihnen?
Danke, auch gut.
Wo ist Herr Allen?
Im Konsulat. Im Konsulat. Konsulat.
3.
Guten Tag.
Oh,
Wie geht es Ihnen?
I don't remember the lines. We have to answer this question now. Danke, gut. Und Ihnen?
Danke, auch gut.
Wo ist Herr Allen?
Im Konsulat.
4.
Okay, now we have to start it. So we have to say, Guten Tag, wie geht es Ihnen?
Danke gut. Und Ihnen?
Danke, auch gut. Auch gut. Auch gut.
Wo ist Herr Allen?
Im Konsulat.
End of Unit 2. FSI German Programmed Introduction.
Whew, all right, we just did the first 2 units of German, Programmatic German, FSI. And, well, it'll be really exciting to keep going tomorrow. What we'll probably do is start with Unit 2, again, like a review, and then move on to Unit 3. And we'll just keep doing it like that. So see you next time with FSI German Programmatic.